Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it is BOLO Day. Yay!
Yes, it is.
Saturday BOLO Day. We tell you some of the highlights of what sold on eBay over the last roughly a week. We shoot a little bit in advance, but these things all sold. And we tell you why they sold and what they are and how you can find them. And Mr. Magazine's going to tell you all of that and more.
All right. I feel like I sold a few of these in the past, but I'm going to say it again. I might be repeating myself. Clark Kent DC Superpowers Kenner Vintage 1986 figure. This is actually
That's the send away, right? Yeah.
This is a mail away, yep. And went for $75.66.
Which actually seems low for a mail away, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, it was $85 on sale, but it's in great shape. It's got the mail away card that comes with it, so it's a pretty cool piece, you know. But it's not the best looking figure, but it is Clark Kent.
It is Clark Kent, yeah, definitely.
Very cool. All right. And, you know, obviously you can see them out there loose. It's a garage sale. The people probably don't know it's a $70 figure.
Right. They don't remember that that was a rare one.
You can probably get it for $1 or $2. Next up, I raided my kids' old toy bins, and he had a plethora of these Nerf guns. And this is a yellow-black, I don't know, N-Strike rapid-fire dart gun. $23. Can't argue with that.
No, that's the kind of thing, again, that you can find out at a sale at some point. I wouldn't even know what it was, so.
Yeah, and shipping was $20, so they're
they're
all in for almost $50. I mean,
how heavy is that?
It's pretty heavy, and a lot of these, for whatever reason, I don't know if they don't make a lot of them, or once they sell out, they come up with a new version or something. So the older ones, if you get the real old ones from like 20, 30 years ago, there's worth some big money.
Wow. Yeah. Now, how would that have come in the first place?
It would be an open box, like a backing, and then like a little base that sits in.
So, but it would say Nerf.
Oh yeah,
gun and all that. So
yeah, and it says Nerf somewhere on there, and it shoots the Nerf.
Is there a lot more value to that if that were sealed?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I would say probably $70, $80, $100 probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. All right. Next up, Herschel Walker Generals 1984 Topps USFL number 74 PSA 9. So this was bought during COVID. And listed during COVID. And someone made me a $200 offer today. I go, well, let me just check and see what they're going for. It seems like it's way off.
Yeah.
I did comps, and the card's down to $180, $150. So I actually took the $200 because that's the going rate now.
Right.
I don't know what I paid. I might have paid $200 back then if it was worth $400 or $450. But nevertheless, at this moment in time, it's worth $180, $150, $200. So I took the two.
Wow.
And I was happy. $200. The way eBay is, $200 is a lot nowadays. Yeah. So, and don't get deceived by my high price sales. There's not much after these sales on eBay. Lego Star Wars 7194 Yoda Jedi Master Ultimate Collector Series. I feel like I had this on sale for a couple years, but it finally sold for $525. Probably because we had it for a high amount 2 years ago, and Lego seemed to go up in price. And it was, say when we had it for $500-$600, maybe it was only worth $300-$400, and it's increased in value over time.
And that's factory sealed.
Yep.
Nice. What would that have run new?
About $100. Okay. But it has a little red sticker on it, so it's probably discounted at Target or something like that. Maybe $50. Yep.
Wow.
All right. Next up, LaFrance and Wise Optician Butterfly Victorian Trade Card, 8 by 5 inches, so it's a little larger in size. We've actually sold a couple of these. Believe it or not, I have like 3 or 4 from this collection I bought, and it sold for $30.
Nice.
So yeah, can't argue with that for a Victorian trade card.
Oh, die cut and everything. Yep. Yeah. Nice.
Next up, G.I. Joe.
Wow.
Hasbro vintage, huge lot of accessories, weapons, parts, missiles. I didn't even know my employee listed this, but what else are you going to do with it? By the time you research and see where these parts go, we would have $500 in labor into it or more. So he just put it up in that lot. Great pictures. It shows everything you're getting. $456.
My only question is, are they all G.I. Joe?
Well, so these collections I bought over time, I was stockpiling them since COVID, and I finally found an employee that knows G.I. Joe and researches it. So, everything was G.I. Joe in these boxes. So the figures, we listed the figures individually, whatever weapons we knew went with the figures, and then there was a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that, obviously missiles, we don't know which ship it goes with. By the time you research it, forget about it.
Right, well, the only reason I was asking is because I could see if somebody paid $456, but they're one of those people that's like, I want to take you for $25.
Oh, yeah, they could see.
You said it was all G.I. Joe, but not all of it was. There's 20 pieces that weren't, and this was this, and this was this.
They could say that. I mean, they're from the 80s, so they're originals, not knockoffs, but like you said, you're seeing what you're getting, but who knows?
Yeah.
You could be someone like that. If you're willing to spend $4.56, hopefully you're a guy with a collector with money, and you're not going to shake us down.
And then I got to shake you down for $20. You got free shipping,
Right.
and you can't. You don't want them back to you.
Oh, God, imagine them returning it. Who knows what you're getting back?
That's true too.
Yeah.
You spend $400 matching it up to make sure every one of those is back.
Goodness gracious, yeah, exactly. Or there's 5 rare ones. He took them out. I wouldn't know.
Right, exactly. He threw knockoffs in. You wouldn't know.
Oh gosh.
First item I have, and we've said this before, Richard Avedon is definitely a keyword to use. He definitely sells things. American Photo Magazine, March 1994. I got my $32 out of it. Very, very happy with that. Of course, Avedon is on the cover. He did a lot of fashion photography and all that kind of thing as well. Even, I mean no disrespect to you right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say you probably know, photography-wise, Matthew Brady.
No, I don't actually.
He was a Civil War photographer.
Okay.
Ansel Adams.
Yes.
And Annie Leibovitz.
Yep.
And Richard Avedon.
I've heard of Avedon. I wouldn't know like he was a photographer, but the name rings a bell.
Right.
So me or my employees would have listened to that only.
And then Walter Ios and a few of the sports guys you would know. Yep.
Sure.
But so he is one of those people in that upper echelon that people would know. So definitely, he's definitely someone you want to list. Questions and answers about Tampax Brochure. And my question is, how did I get $20-some out of this? These things do sell all the time. If you're out there, you do pick them up. Sometimes you may feel a little weird if that's the only thing you're buying. It may look at you a little bit oddly if that's the only thing you're buying.
Yeah.
But if you got a big pile of stuff, throw it in the pile. They're not going to charge you much for it. They may comment on it because it is oddball enough. But there are people out there that collect women's stuff, for lack of a better way to put it. So do pick it up, and it is just a brochure and one for over $20.
I wonder when those were invented.
I don't know. Tampax itself, I don't know. You could buy the next one I get, and it probably says it in there. Up next, Scuba Diver Spearfisher Novelty Comedy Light Switch Cover. He's hung like a light switch. 1978 unopened. $15 I got out of this. This is the second one of these I sold. The other one I sold, I think, was a football player. There are a whole bunch of these out there. And it's funny, they tend to be unopened. Nobody actually ever used them. They just bought them to be funny, gave them as a gift. Everybody laughed, and then they get forgotten about. But they do go for $15 to $20 if you see them out there.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And I think you'll probably be able to remember that theme if you're out there. Up next, Animated Stories for the New Testament Activity Book, lot of 11. I did get $42 out of it. And this is the beauty of church sales. These were sitting at a church sale, and they wanted everything gone. They didn't care. I just made a big pile of stuff. This was a couple of years ago. They just wanted it all gone. I paid essentially nothing for it. I got it home, and I'm like, well, how am I going to sell this? What am I going to do with it? So I lotted it all together, and got almost $4 a piece for it lotted together. Wow. I didn't pay $4 for the entire pile. So, it's one of those things that church sales are absolutely beautiful for that sort of thing. Corpse Guards Parade, Millward Kennedy Crime Club, 1931st edition. Did go for the $144. The reason I brought this up is, to quote Mr. Magazine, it doesn't look like much.
Yes. Is the Kennedy related to the Kennedys?
16th cousin on the mother's side.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what it would be worth in jacket on that. But the main reason I brought this up is, do you remember a couple of months ago I bought out the estate sale of books for $100?
Okay.
And, day and a half of people shopping through, this was one of the books that was in her that I brought home.
Wow.
I paid $100 for everything. This paid for everything, and I made a profit.
Oh, so sorry, scanners. You couldn't scan that one.
And after a day and a half of people going through it, isn't that a movie, Scanners?
Yes.
It's probably is that the big line from it throughout?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It's a Mr. Magazine line.
Maybe if we remake it. And last but not least, Standard Manufacturing Company, Buffalo, New York, 1800s, so it's late 1800s. Business card, Axle Grease Oil. I did get $20 out of it, which, it is a really, really nice card. I will admit it does look very, very nice.
Yeah.
That being said, it literally is a business card. Not Bill Gates signed by any means, but still a nice little business card that ended up going for $20. So I'm quite happy about something like that. I bought a pile of business cards for roughly $20 at the estate sale of the century. So I think I did pretty well on that overall.
What are they normally worth? Like, just if you had to put them up for in your store?
Well, I put them
10,
up.
20 bucks?
Yeah. Yep. Especially because of the graphics on this.
Yeah.
That would be the reason why. So cannot argue with that at all. Eureka! Stove polish. And Eureka! Hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.